Alrighty, guys, welcome back to A Conservative Confucius here. We're going to go over a quick video. Sorry, I've been really busy this week just trying to fit videos in, and it's been really hard, all the stuff going on. So we're definitely going to do my podcast tomorrow, the Shabbat podcast. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. Should be a damn good episode, so don't forget to tune in for that tomorrow. Should air between 3 and 5 p.m. I'll try to get it out by 3 if I can. It'll be out at 5 p.m. Alrighty, so let's get into it. We're going to be covering a video that exposes the lies that people claim. Well, there's always been a Palestine. There's been a Palestinian history. This is Palestine. This is Palestinian history. That's Palestinian history. But it's all BS. And I've talked about it a little bit in the past. But we're going to go over this video, which is a short and sweet little video this girl did exposing this creator who constantly lies about this stuff. She says she'll have some more stuff out in the future, and we possibly go over that as well. I know a lot about this, so if there's anything she says incorrect, I'll definitely correct her. Alrighty, guys, let's get into it. Don't forget to go down there, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and don't forget to share this video. It really helps our channel. Alrighty, guys, let's get back to it and do it. Alrighty.
They just wanna lie. That's what they wanna do. There was no Palestine. Yes, whoever told you that is correct. And this image right here doesn't prove there was a Palestine. Let me help you out. These lovely ladies right here are from the Birzeit University, which initially started as an all-girls school and only later in 1976 got...
Birzeit is obviously Hebrew. I mean, even though this is in Hebrew right here, I'm just saying, but Birzeit is Hebrew.
The title of
even though it says it in Arabic, Birzeit, the word is Hebrew.
University. And this image was taken in 1973. If math is a bit difficult, I'm gonna help. 1973 is quite a few years after 1948 and the reestablishment of the State of Israel. Next. So this lovely image right here is actually from 1948 in Israel. Like a knife in your chest, isn't it? However, unfortunately for you, this is a Christian family going to church in Jerusalem. Nice try, though. It was an empty land. Nobody said that in the history of fucking time. Anyway, these lovely young men are also from the same university. The girls are. These images were taken in 1966. Again, math. They had no culture. Again, who the fuck says that? This lovely image was taken between 1975 to 1976 in Deferer.
I love how they're like showing pictures of a rock band on the stage with 70s bell-bottom pants. And this dude's like, look, they had history before Israel got there. I'm sorry, did Israel not exist? I mean, even, let's just say the modern state of Israel. Did the modern state of Israel not exist in 1970? Because bell-bottom pants didn't become popular until like the early 1970s, 72, 73. So it makes no sense. Are you just that stupid? Are you that ignorant that you would use photos like this in your videos? I mean, she so obviously debunks it, but anybody with a right mind would be able to look at this photo and be like, I don't think that's before 1948. It doesn't look right. It's got a modern microphone. It's got amps. You got electric guitar. Like, this doesn't make sense.
College, which opened in 1882 during the Ottoman period by this Christian institution. This school is located in Yaffo. Now let me hear you say it with me. Israel. Currently 700 students go to it, starting first grade to last grade. Girls and boys, Jews, Muslims, and Christians. I was also a bit confused at first because I was like, wait a minute, does the apartheid not apply here? And then I realized there's no apartheid in Israel. You absolute fucking 30s to 40s. No idea what that means, but whatever you meant by that, you're right. It wasn't in the 30s or 40s. It was actually in 1956. It was taken at these girls' graduation in Ramallah. Uneducated, based off of just this video.
I love how they're saying this is Palestinian. You got a white dude, a white teacher, a couple, somewhat Middle Eastern looking people, another white kid, another white kid, another white kid, and another white kid's hand. Like, I'm sorry, are you admitting that Palestinians have never been and are and were never just Middle Eastern because they come from all over the world? Or are you saying because they immigrated in mass form right when Israel was forming? Are you admitting to that? Are you saying that that's this? Or are you just using a picture you have no knowledge of? Most likely it's the second.
Alone, and I have seen your other content. I am coming for you, don't worry.
That's just not my problem.
Well, let's go back. Let's see what that says. This is that dude that she's debunking. What goes through my mind when an Israel or Jew, basically is what he means, when a Jew starts yapping about 8 hostages. 8 hostages. I'm sorry. There's still over 100 to my if my memory is correct, and there were 244 hostages originally. So 244 hostages? Oh my god. Like seriously? That's so whatever. Are you kidding me? 8 hostages? The dude would, even if you said 244, he would react just like I said. He'd be like, "Oh my god." Like whatever. 244. That's nothing to what Palestine's going through. And it's like, dude, go fuck yourself, bro. Sorry for my language. But it's just ridiculous, man. It's like, come on, man. Like, are you that stupid?
I really don't give a fuck.
But what about, October 7th? And he said, Jews need a homeland to feel safe.
I don't care.
This statement
And he says he doesn't care.
is very much correct. This image of this classroom traces back to
That dude looks pretty gay, by the way. I'm pretty sure he is gay. I would love for that gay Palestinian to go to the West Bank or Gaza and tell his family that he's gay, if his family's even there or if he's even Palestinian. But I can almost 99% guarantee you he isn't Palestinian. Any Arab from that area of the Middle East, whether it's Egypt, Jordan, not Saudi, but Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, any of them that are Muslim and are sympathetic to what they think is the Palestinian cause, they will claim that they are Palestinian. And they do this to get refugee status that never goes away. They'll leave the country, leave the land if they ever were, they'll leave wherever they were. So they'll leave Iran, they'll leave Syria, they'll leave Yemen, Egypt, whatever. Then they'll come to America or UK or Spain or Italy, and they'll say, I fled Palestine because of the Israelis. And then they get this like sympathetic automatic refugee status, boom, right away. And they cut the line. And then they claim that they're Palestinian for the rest of their lives, using that cause to basically just hate on Jews.
Kfar Yassif, where you, by the way, just casually can find ancient Jewish tombstones. Kfar Yassif is in Israel proper. It's got a population of almost 10,000 people. Population splits pretty much in half, Arab Christian and Arab Muslim. The majority, however, are Arab Christian. Now, I know this is a bit weird for you because it doesn't quite go with the narrative where Israel just kicked all the Arabs out. I know the truth is hard to hear, but you'll get over it eventually. Or you won't. You probably won't. I don't give a shit. Another image you put in is this one. These women are...
Another blonde woman that he's claiming is a Palestinian.
You put in is this one. These women are Armenian Christians.
Obviously
then
the
you
60s.
Put this image. This
Another
woman's name is
another blonde woman.
Tatiana Petits.
That's like a freaking Russian woman or a Polish woman.
And this picture was taken in 1992
in Egypt.
In Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt and other places will use the name Palestine because they like the term. So it gets them like business. When people come over, they're like, oh, Palestine, I like the cause. Oh my God, like let me go to that club over there. And they do that. It gets them business. And then the airport that was created by the British mandate, and then the airline that then ran out of the airport was created by Zionist Jews. And then the railways, which were created by Jews, Zionist Jews. So all of these different things, the trains, the railway, the airplane, the airline companies, all of them started by Jews. Guess what they named it? Palestinian Airways, Palestinian Railways, Palestinian Trains, all of these different things. They were named Palestinian. Why? Because Jews were one of the people that identified as Palestinians. Not only that, they were the only one to have a specific designation. Everyone else identified as Arab Palestinians or Muslim Palestinians or Christian Palestinians. No one identified as just Palestinian except for one group. And it was one group only, the Jews. And they went by Palestini. And that was it. So Jews went by Palestini. Everyone else went by, Muslim Palestinian, Arab Palestinian, Christian Palestinian, whatever. They didn't do it by itself.
Then you put this image of what is now Ben Gurion Airport, which opened in 1934 by the British Mandate Authorities, which is not you. I would, however, love to hear from you what your people did in this airport in 1972. While we're
attack.
on airports and airplanes,
Here's proof Palestine existed. Look, guys, it's the Palestine Airways Limited.
which was called Netivei Eretz Yisrael.
Yep, founded by Zionist Pinhas Rutenberg. There you go.
And was
And a
made
Jewish
by
agency.
Jews, Zionist Jews. Now I know this hurts you, I understand. Having no history is painful. This little debunk fest that we had right now would not have been possible without you and your people literally clutching with your nails until it bleeds onto anything that has the word Palestine on it before 1948. The reality is simple. The word Palestine was the word used by Europeans for land of Israel.
Yes and no, yes and no, yes and no. Obviously, that is true, but at the same time, the original term comes from Syria-Palestina, which is the Roman term for the land of Israel, which was a name given to it to disrespect the Jews and remove their identity from the homeland, from the Jewish homeland. So they removed the Jewish identity from the land and then renamed it after two ancient enemies of Israel to disrespect them, which was the Philistines and the Assyrians. And so they named the land Syria Palestina. That's actually where the name Syria comes in. It would have just been if this, like Syria, the current country of Syria, would have never been named Syria if it wasn't for the Romans renaming the land Palestinian or Syria Palestina, and Palestina. Technically, it's Palestina, but they later. The Byzantines didn't call the land Syria, Palestina, or Palestina, or Palestine, or anything. They called it Syria. And then the Ottoman Turks also called it Syria. There was a Muslim caliphate, a couple of them, that called it Palestina or Palestine for a short amount of time. But the majority of people who ruled over that land after they took it away from the Jews and it went through different empires named the land Syria. For example, Israel was called Southern Syria. And then Syria itself and Lebanon were northern Syria. And those were the two lands. And then Jordan was southwestern Syria. And these were the lands. There's Jordan and Israel, southern Syria, southeastern Syria. So Jordan and Israel, southwestern and southeastern Syria. And then Lebanon, you got northwestern and northeastern, Lebanon and Syria. And that's how you get it. These names are not inherent to this land. They don't work. They weren't from the land. These were foreign invaders naming the land.
Jews in this land were the only ones who identified with the word Palestinian. The name Palestine was just the name of the region. The Arabs in this land wanted to be called Southern Syria. This is an official British mandate document. They didn't want to identify with the British colonial name given to the region. But then Mr. Egyptian Yasser Arafat in 1964 took the word Palestine and created your new modern day identity with it. And what you have been trying to do ever since is hijack the history of the name you hijacked and adapt it into your modern day identity, which you cannot do. That is why everything you say gets debunked. So maybe you should start accepting that your history started in 1964 and stop trying to rewrite what happened before that. What's sad is that the average person that would see the video you made would never have taken the time that I took to trace those images. Because I, being not the average person who actually has the knowledge about this shit, already knew that not a single one of your images would benefit the narrative you're trying to portray. And my last message to you and all your friends, start telling the truth. It's easier to remember. Salamat.
Awesome. I love that video. That was great. She did a fantastic job breaking that down, obliterating that dude. I would have, if I had seen that video, I would have done the exact same thing. Literally, I would have done the exact same thing on YouTube or Rumble. I wouldn't have done it on TikTok. I don't do TikTok. It's just so on point. I would have even gone into more detail, obliterating each of the things he said. I'm surprised he didn't bring up the photo of the soccer team, the Palestinian soccer team at the Olympics. And I think it was 1933, the Berlin Olympics. Yeah. And there was all Jews. And guess what the color of the outfits were? Light blue and white, just like the original Palestinian flag that came out in 1930s. And it was published in a book in 1939, by the way. And it was half blue, light blue, not dark blue like the current flag, or royal blue, light blue and white. And it had a gold Star of David in the middle. Like, These people are hypocritical beyond belief. They culturally appropriate everything. And then they're the group of people that be like, you culturally appropriate stuff. No, it's you. You can't do that. You can't culture appropriate. And it's like, dude, you're doing it. Like, you're the one doing it. It's just like the Black Hebrew Israelites. They're like, oh, we're the real Native Americans. We're the real Jews. We're the real this. We're the real that. And this is fake and that's fake. And you're culture appropriating. And you can't steal my culture. And you're going to go to hell. And it's the same thing. Like, we created this, we created that. The state of Israel's ours. You know, we're the real people of this land. You know, Jews never lived here. Blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, no, that's not true. Like, you're lying. You're the one culture appropriating. Crazy people, man. Crazy people. Seems like crazy people are just, you know, growing and multiplying like rabbits right now. But yeah, dude, that's going to be it for this one. I appreciate you guys coming down. Don't forget to go down there, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and don't forget to share this video. It really helps our channel. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. See you next time.